It's a full-time occupation, just keeping track of you. And I thought I lost your footsteps on this crowded avenue. Quite frankly, it's too much. All the slikos before Rosh Hashanah, the Rosh Hashanah services, the Yom Kippur services, the things that you have to do in between, and then right after Yom Kippur, what do? We have to start building the sukkah. These 4 propitious days between Yom HaKippurim and Sukkos. And then on Sukkos, we start in with the Lulav, the Esrog, and living in the Sukkah. Unless you're a real professional at this, and are willing to devote all your time to it, you're not going to be satisfied. And it's basically a little too much. I don't think that's what the intent was. And if you are going to get like an inroad into this, you are going to have to spend years, because the other thing was past and now it's on. Which in a sense is what this all leads to. Do I have something there? No. You have to learn to drop it. The next thing goes on, drop it. Drop whatever happened in the past. Drop it. Don't remember. Go on to the next. Yom Kippur's past. Go on. Got enough. Sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof. Isn't that some phrase in some Bible someplace? Drop it and go on. In the next thing that you do, you're always at a different level. And this is what I'm showing here today. That the shofar, which is Gematria 586, is actually the lulav. The shofar is the lulav. I'm not going to do the gematria of it now, but lulav fully spelt out. Let's see, with some extra letters there of the full spelling, and maybe a 1. Do it yourself. And maybe it uses the aleph within the vav. Do it yourself. Lulav is shofar. The shofar comes from the animal world. Remember, it's the horn of the Ayil, which was the substitute for Yitzhak. That's the shofar. And what's the lulav? The lulav is taken in the same right hand, like one does the shofar, in the hand, and waves it in the same way. So once one recognizes that the lulav, which is the vegetative world, we've changed worlds from the shofar, the animal world, into the vegetative world. That the passing of the edict on us, on the animal side of us, is now changing into the vegetative world, and what kind of year we're going to have in the vegetable world. And that's the lulav, like in for rain and things like that, as we pierce the 6 directions. So the shofar in the animal world is the lulav in the vegetation world. That's beautiful. The lulav is yesod. Do the gematria fully spelling out yesod. The shofar is yesod. Yerushalayim is yesod. All 586. Lulav is yesod. These are all the same. And that's what I hope to get to. That the essence is always the same, expressed differently. And that's what we have to learn. So, to make things a little easier, one has to get to the essence. And that's the way I feel about the prayer books. There are too many prayer books on the Mahaks, or whatever they call it, the prayer book for the high holidays. 1,000 pages. What happens if I lost that book? Can I still pray? Or do I have to always have that book? And if I don't know the book, am I excluded? This is what we were going to be talking about. Drop it and move on to the next. Don't harp in the past. The shofar is dropped and we move on to the lulav.